Gon' bleed if you gon' bleed. Yeah, run your yeah, gon' lie if you gon' lie. Hey, gon' bleed if you gon' bleed. Yeah, run your mouth like you won't die. Hey, take heed or you gon' see. Y'all know we keep our mind on our mission. Y'all can't stop our ambition. Y'all be lying while I be fishing. Christ come back, he gon' get you. Fall back and we with you. You playing with your life if you keep messing with my visions. Yeah. Plotting on your brothers, we ain't playing that. You gon' suffer the worst pain with your hating ass. When you stand before the Lord, you wanna take it back. It'll be too late, you better just backtrack on your word now. That's a prophet of the Lord that came back on the earth to bring it out the ways of sin and show you what you're worth. But you would rather hold a grudge than go and do the work. You about to feel the lake of fire, it's gonna really hurt.
Welcome to my channel. This video is about biblical parenting, but first I'd like to tell you that I'm not affiliated with any camps or religious organizations, churches, synagogues, or any of these religious type organizations, even though the aspect that I'll be coming from will be a biblical aspect, biblical perspective. With that being said, I just want to jump right into it. We are a channel that really want to engage in discussions, and this, and my channel is basically for strictly educational purposes. I want to always stress that for discussion. It's to inspire discussion because we have, I think, a problem. And it takes us as a people to fix the problems that's facing us. I mean, we all know the problems, but what does it take to fix it? Well, as I said before, I'm coming from a biblical perspective because I am a Israelite. I'm part of the Israelite community. We believe that we are the chosen people of the Most High. That's because the scriptures tells us that. I'm coming straight out of the book, Bible. Okay, so raising children is very difficult. I see the difficulties in whether it be in discipline, and as men, I believe that it's us. It begins with us to try to fix what's broken. So, if you don't mind, get your Bibles out, because like I said, I'm coming from a biblical perspective and a secular one too. You know, I'll dive into what I'll talk about what's happening in society, which is not working, period. If you really want to take a look at whether it's statistics or just take a look at the news, look at the behavior within the community itself, and you'll see that what I'm saying isn't just a made up belief system that I've got, but I believe that we all have a moral compass that we must follow. Mine is simply the book. I go strictly by the book. Matter of fact, let's. I want to use my phone because it's easier for me to just go through using my phone. I don't know. I've gotten kind of technology. I've gotten kind of hooked on this phone because it's so easy to get to. But please, if you have a phone, use a phone. If you need to get a Bible, get one quickly. Now, the first thing I want to look at is 2 Timothy 3:1. 2 Timothy 3:1, 3:2, 3:3. Let's see, in 3:4. We'll go 4 verses, which is not that long, and I'll read. Okay. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, and we are in the last days. 2 Timothy 3:2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents. And that's basically our topic today. unthankful, unholy. 2 Timothy 3:3. Without natural affection, hateful, in other words. Truce breakers, don't keep their word. False accusers, liars. Incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. If you're trying to do right, they just hate you, envious, jealous, want you to fail, 2 Timothy 3:4. Let's add one more, because this is traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. See, I think that society has convinced us that there is no God. God is irrelevant. Just believe in science. Well, when it comes to raising children in a biblical parenting, that's what I'm looking at today. Biblical parenting. Because secular parenting ain't working. The traditions of men in the last 50, 60, 70 years, it's simply not working. It's not. So it's especially important that the Israelite community, I'm focused on the Israelite community because it's 12 tribes, the chosen people of the Most High. There were specific laws given to the 12 tribes. Now, other people can do what they want to do, but we can't. The Israelite community cannot do what we want to do, and we can't do what the other people are doing. We're set apart, especially the Israelite men. We're kings and we're priests, designated to be. So our children has to be different. And I failed. I'll be honest with you. I failed mine. Raised them in the Christianity's doctrine, rather, which isn't this but by the book. Let's talk about the child first, according to the Bible. Let's look at Proverbs 22:15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Foolishness, that means the mind, the core of a child, is foolishness. But the rod of correction shall drive it from him or her. Let me read that again. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Stupid crap. But the rod of correction shall drive it from him. That's where I failed. Time out and all this other child raising philosophies, passive parenting, and some of the foolishness that's being taught. And then we have a generation of vipers, monsters. Proverbs 13:24. You've got to follow along. Follow along what I'm reading. I didn't write the book. I'm just reading it to you. He that spareth the rod hated his son. So if you're not putting the belt to that boy's behind, or that rod to the boy's behind, you don't really love that child. But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. That's what the Most High wants. Yeah, you're not going to beat a child for everything. Yeah, there's other means to discipline. I get that. But what did the Most High say? Are we just going to disregard the book and go with what we believe? According to the Most High, Look at Luke 18:20. Thou knowest the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. The child must honor thy father and thy mother. Okay? That's a commandment. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Again, Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, train him up how? How do we do that? Train him up in the commandments. What Yahuwah says. The commandments. What are some of the consequences? Let's just go back. I'm going to have a part 2 to this video because I'm trying to keep my videos 15 minutes or less. What are the consequences to a child that disrespects his mother, disrespects his father? What happens? Is the Most High pleased with the child like that we're raising? Is the Most High pleased? Here's what happens. Proverbs 20:20. Whosoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. His lamp's going to be put out. Consequences. And I'm going to stop this video. Matthew 15, verse 4. For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother. And he that curses father or mother, let him die the death. And that's what's happened to our children. They're dying the death. Separation from the Most High. Fathers, mothers, we have to handle our business. If we don't handle our business will handle us. All praises to the Most High.
Plotting on your brothers, we ain't playing that. You gon' suffer the worst, too late, you better just backtrack on your word now. That's a prophet of the Lord that came back on the earth to bring it out the ways of sin and show you what you're worth. But you would rather hold a grudge than go and do the work. You about to feel the lake of fire, it's gonna really hurt. That's eternal power.